Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Melinda. Today I have a how-to. This is going to be another part in my series of how-to videos. Today's how-to video is how to iron a pair of pants slash slacks slash trousers, anything that you have where you want the crease to run down the front of the pant. So let me get my ironing board set up and turned on and my old wrinkly pants together, and we'll get started. So what I have today to iron is a pair of girls' jeans. It has the ankle zip, but we are going to iron them as though they were any kind of pant at all. That doesn't need to matter. The steps that I take to iron the pants are pretty much all the same. The first thing I like to do with some pants is iron the legs flat. This helps me get right in that crotch area where it tends to get wrinkly. Check the other side. Everything looks so much better with just a little bit of a press to it. Now, one of the questions that I think, if I'm not mistaken, the question was how to get, see right now we still have a wrinkle down the outer leg. So right now I'm going to take the inner leg seam and the outer leg seam and hold them together and make them come together at the top as well, at the crotch. And then you just kind of work your magic, making sure you don't have wrinkles, and you know, fabric could be on the bias a little. You may have to work it with your hands a little bit. The question, I think, if I'm not mistaken, as I said, was how to get the crease on the front of the pant without getting the crease on the back of the pant. And really, I guess that is just where you hold the iron. If you just want the crease on the front of the pant, then you just iron the front of the leg. If you want the crease on the front and the back, then you can iron the front crease in and the back crease in. But it really is all about preparation for most part. Anything is about, you know, prepare, 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 and then you can press. So lining up the outer seam and the inner seam all the way from the bottom of the leg to the crotch, then flattening it out, making sure your wrinkles are pulled out, pressing from the center out. Then you can just give it a nice press. And on tougher men's pants, you may want to put a little spray starch on that crease if you really want a crisp leg, and then press over that. So now let's do the other leg. Again, I iron it flat first. That's just me. You probably don't have to iron it flat first, but that for me gets out any of the wrinkles in the fabric. So that when I go to this next stage, it's easier. So again, I'm lining up the inner seam and the outer seam all the way up. And if you only want the crease on the front, you're just ironing the front, because you've already ironed the leg flat. Just if it needs more pressing, just don't go all the way back to that edge of the fabric and crease it. Now I'm going to slide it on and do the front. If you can do it so that the zipper can shut. If I take pressure off of the iron right here, it has sensors and it lifts. See, we wanted to get that fly laying flat. And move it around to the back panel, sliding it over the point. Everything looks so much better when it's pressed. The simplest t-shirt looks so much better if it's just got a little crispness to it. Sometimes the back yoke of the pants has so many seams coming together that it's really just very helpful to give it a burst of steam. And this is a jeans pattern, so it does have the yoke, so this is a little bit more tricky even than a man's trousers. Okay, we're going around. If you have pockets, you want to make sure that you have pushed your hand in and the pocket lining is nice and flat. Very important too, whenever you're ironing something, whether it's zippers or buttons, you want to make sure that you either avoid them or they can take the heat. And you don't want to go over zippers if you can avoid it, because you don't want to scratch up the bottom of your sole plate. And they're ironed. You have a crease down the back. You have your crease down the front. Now to hang them, seams together on the bottom. You've got your inner seams together. Follow the crease all the way to about knee. There you go. That's how you get your pants nice and creased. If you have any other questions, if you want to see it done on a man's pant or a different pant, if this didn't show up well enough for you, just leave me a comment below and I will be happy to iron some more. I have about 50 items over here looking at me, so that's not a problem. There's always something to iron, but it can be fun. So this is who was at the feet while I was ironing. This is Moses. I said Moses doesn't like the rain. He's a big baby, but he's a big boy. He's a good boy. Right? Right, little boy? Right? Oh, my goodness. Oh, Mommy. 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 Hey. Hello. No. Anyway, that's Moses. Oh, there's a little boy, too. He's a good boy. Yes, you are. Right. Okay.